But we begin with breaking news on the fallout from the Epstein files that's shaken the British royal family. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew and brother of King Charles, is under arrest today. Andrew is facing charges of public misconduct stemming from revelations in the Epstein files. King Charles released a statement about his brother's arrest, saying in part, "I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair, and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. In this, as I have said before, they have our full and wholehearted support and cooperation. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course." All right, let's go live now to CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio outside Buckingham Palace for us today in London. Ramy, thank you so much for your time. Can you take us through this arrest and what led up to it?
Absolutely, Mugo. Good to be with you. And first, I just want to put this into historical context because this arrest of a royal, let alone a senior royal, has not happened in the modern history of the United Kingdom. You have to go back maybe 300 years or so for something like this to have happened. But with regards to what happened this morning, how it unfolded, 8 a.m. is what happened when British police arrived at Sandringham Estate. Now, this is not here in London. This is about 3 hours north of us. And that is where several unmarked police cars and several plainclothes officers did arrest Andrew, the former prince, on suspicion of misconduct while in public office and linked to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Mugo, when we think of Jeffrey Epstein, we do think of probably first and foremost sex trafficking allegations over the past several years. But this actually relates to financial interests and potential financial benefits to potentially Epstein, to Andrew, or to third parties that are not yet really known. And this dates back to when Andrew was a trade envoy for the United Kingdom. This is from 2001 to 2011, and specifically the years 2010 to 2011, according to a senior administration official, senior security official, who told CBS News that that is a time frame. And that is when Andrew was flying around the world, really. In Asia, he visited Vietnam, Singapore, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, China, just across the border. He also was in touch with people regarding investments in Afghanistan and Helmand province, and then sending these emails that he was getting onwards to Jeffrey Epstein. And so that is the crux of this, the financial issue, financial benefit to Epstein and to other people.
And Ramy, what can we expect to see happen in the coming days?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's early hours yet, and we are trying to figure out whether he has actually been booked on any allegations. If he has been, the clock has started to tick on at least the first 24 hours of him, Andrew, being in police custody, being in detention someplace we also do not know just yet. If there are no charges leveled against him in these first 24 hours, there's a possibility we might see Andrew go free. But Mugo, if this is constituting something that's more serious nature, he could be in custody through the next 96 hours. It just really depends on what the police find, what they haven't found yet, what they think they might be able to find over, again, this next 24 to really to the next 4 days.
Yeah, and Ramy, I'm also really curious about this because in the statement from UK police, they didn't specifically mention that it was Andrew who was taken into custody. So how did you all out there, the media in the UK, how did you realize this was Andrew?
Sure. Coming out from this, the fact that police went to Sandringham Estate, that is where he has been for at least the past few weeks or so after he left. I think we could say kicked out from the Royal Lodge on the grounds of Windsor Great Park, just west here in London. In terms of the reaction, I think people really know this is all about Andrew. He signed emails with A or HRH, His Royal Highness. And in terms of what the reaction has been, people we've been talking to, people we've been hearing about, saying that they've been surprised, but also, Mugo, that they have been pleasantly surprised. People have been throwing out the word corruption here, leveled against Andrew, and that people who are elitist, who are in this echelon linked to Epstein, they thought maybe they would go free, they would walk free. But now people are thinking, you know, if the former Prince Andrew can be taken down, so people are saying that he might be the first domino to fall in what could be a number of people in the UK, across Europe, in the United States, around the world that could fall in the future.
Wow. Okay, Ramy Inocencio in London for us today. Thank you so much for your time. I'm joined now by Erin Hill. She's a senior editor for People covering royal news. Erin, we appreciate you joining us on 24/7 today. This is a shocking moment in British royal history. What is your take on the impact of Andrew's arrest?
Absolutely. As you said, this is unprecedented. We have not seen anything like this in modern royal history. And behind the scenes today, right now at the palace, we know there's a lot of high-level discussions going on, and we know from King Charles's statement that he's continuing with business as usual, saying him and his family will continue on with their duty, which we have seen. He's stepped out already, as has his wife, Queen Camilla. So today, the message is all going to be about that nobody is above the law, even when it hits close to home, right within the monarchy.
Yeah, and this investigation, it was pushed by an anti-royal group. Could what's happening with Andrew bolster the movement in the UK?
Yes, and I think we've already seen that. We've seen a lot of different politicians being under investigation and called into question. I think there's a real reckoning happening right now, and no one's going to be protected.
Yeah, can you speak to just how big of a deal this is? We're talking, I mean, yes, he's a former prince, but he's still part of the British royal family. Just how big of a deal is this to hear that he's been arrested?
It's huge. This is Queen Elizabeth's son, her beloved son, her favorite son, and he still remains eighth in line to the throne. His daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, still have their titles. They're still HRH status, and they remain in line to the throne. And we haven't seen anything like this. We're going back generations, centuries. King Richard I, Anne Boleyn, Mary Queen of Scots. We haven't seen anything like this in modern royal history, and it's very, very important for the royal family right now to not get in the way of any of the investigation, which we've seen. This is not a moment to deflect or to worry about reputation. I mean, this is a criminal procedure, and they're going to be aiding in any way possible.
Is there any indication that King Charles has maybe something to play in all of this? We know when the Queen was alive, there wasn't much done to go after the former prince. At this point, the King, we saw his statement there. He's very much in full support of this investigation.
And I think that's carefully worded, and that's a careful statement coming from him that he does not want to stand in the way. He doesn't want to be seen as protecting or trying to deflect. He's going to be working and cooperating with the police, as he said, and with the government. But I think this does call into question Queen Elizabeth's legacy and what she may have known, what she may have been protecting. And I think fairly a lot of people are discussing that right now about what she knew, and there will be a lot of internal questioning being done about who within the royal family may have known.
All right, People senior editor Erin Hill, thank you so much for your time today.